You are listening to a native English speaker, and you cannot understand a single word. Not because your English is bad, not because you studied the wrong things, but because native speakers do not speak the way your textbook sounds. They cut words, they blend words together, they drop sounds completely. And nobody told you this was happening. I am Miss Penelope, and in this lesson, I am going to show you exactly why native speakers sound so fast, and give you 5 clear strategies so that next time, you will catch more of what they say. This is not about studying harder, it is about listening smarter. Let us begin. Here is something important to understand. When native English speakers talk to each other, they are not trying to confuse you. They are simply speaking the way they always speak, in a natural, relaxed rhythm that they learned as children. The problem is that English classes' apps and textbooks teach you a version of English that is clear, slow, and separated. Every word is its own little island. But real spoken English is not like that. Words flow into each other, sounds disappear. Short words like to, and, of, they almost vanish completely. So when you hear a native speaker say something, what reaches your ears sounds nothing like what you read in your textbook. Let me show you what I mean with a character called Tom. Tom is from England, and he is visiting his friend Anna in a coffee shop. Tom says to Anna, "Do you want to go to the market?" Now in your textbook, that sentence looks neat and clear. 6 separate words. But here is what Tom actually says. Do you want to go to the market? The words do you become dia. The words want to become wanna. This is not wrong English. This is natural, fast English. And if you did not know it was happening, you might think Tom said something completely different. Later in this lesson, I am going to show you one specific sound trick that native speakers use constantly, and that almost no textbook ever teaches. Once you know it, you will start hearing it everywhere. Keep that in mind as we go. So why do native speakers speak this way? There is a name for it. Linguists, people who study language, call it connected speech. Connected speech is when words join together and change sound, because it is faster and easier for the mouth to move that way. Think about it from the mouth's perspective. Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, they are always looking for the easiest path. So sounds change to make speaking smoother. There are several ways this happens, and I want to walk you through the most important ones. The first is called linking. Linking is when the final sound of one word connects directly to the first sound of the next word. Here is Tom again. Tom tells Anna, "I want an apple." Now watch what happens. The word want ends with the letter T. The word an starts with the vowel A, so the T jumps across and links to the A. What you hear is not wan an. You hear something like wantan. The T disappears from one place and attaches to the next word. What about this one? Turn it off. In slow speech, those are 3 clear words. In natural speech, it sounds more like turn it off. All 3 words flow into one smooth sound. The sounds are all still there, but they are blended together so quickly that they feel like one word. The second pattern is called reduction. Reduction is when a small word becomes even smaller, so small that it almost disappears. The word and often becomes just a tiny in sound. Fish and chips becomes fish and chips. The word of often sounds like just a. A cup of tea becomes a cup of tea. These small words, to, for, and, of, a, the, are called function words. They hold the grammar together, but they carry less meaning. So speakers reduce them to save energy. Anna is a student of English, just like you. She tells Tom, "I have a lot of homework." In natural speech, Anna does not say each word separately. She says, "I have a lot of homework." The phrase a lot of becomes a lotta. If you did not know that, you might think lotta is a word you have never studied. It is not a word. It is just 3 words blending together. Let me test something with you. I am going to give you a phrase the way a native speaker says it, and I want you to tell me what the original words are. Here is the phrase, gonna. Take a second. What do you think the original words are? Did you get it? Gonna comes from going to. I'm gonna study tonight. That means I am going to study tonight. You will hear gonna everywhere. in films, in songs, in conversation. It is not lazy English or bad English. It is simply fast, connected English. Now you know what it means. You have come a long way already in this lesson. You now understand connected speech, linking, and reduction. You know why Tom says, "Do you wanna?" and why Anna says, "a lotta." You are already ahead of most beginners who wonder why they cannot understand native speakers. And remember, I promised to show you one specific sound trick that almost no textbook teaches. That is coming next. Stay with me, because this is the part that changes everything for listeners. Here is the tip I promised. It is called elision. Elision is when a sound disappears completely. Not blends, disappears. And it happens most often with the letter T in the middle of a word or phrase. Think about the word butter. In careful, slow speech, butter. But in natural English, most speakers say butter. The T in the middle changes. In American English especially, a T between two vowel sounds often changes to a soft D sound, or disappears almost entirely. Here is another one. What do you think? In fast speech, what do you think? The T and the H in what blend together with do you and almost vanish. If you have ever watched a film and felt like the actors were mumbling, this is often why. They are not mumbling. They are using elision. Tom is now on the phone. He says to Anna, "I don't know." In careful speech, you can hear every word. In fast speech, Tom says, "I don't know." The whole middle section of do not know compresses into one tiny sound. To know is now so common that many people write it that way in text messages. What about this? Give me becomes gimme. Let me becomes lemme. Kind of becomes kinda. Sort of becomes sorta. These are not mistakes. These are the normal sounds of fast, natural English. And here is what I want you to notice. Once you know these patterns exist, you will start to hear them. Your brain will begin to decode them automatically. That is the goal. There is one more piece of this puzzle, and it is perhaps the most important one. English is a stress-time language. That is a grammar term, so let me explain it right away in plain English. In a stress-time language, the most important words in a sentence get more time, more volume, and more emphasis. The less important words get squeezed and shortened. This creates a rhythm, a kind of beat, that native speakers follow without even thinking about it. Let me show you. Here is a sentence. She went to the market to buy some bread. The words I spoke in capitals, went, market, buy, bread. Those are the content words. They carry the meaning. The other words, she, to, the, to, some, they are function words. They are shorter, quieter, and faster. If you are only listening for the content words, you can often understand the meaning even if you miss the function words. This is actually your first listening strategy. When you listen to fast English, do not try to catch every single word. Focus on the content words, the nouns, the main verbs, the adjectives. Those are the loudest, clearest words in the sentence. They are the ones that carry the message. Let me try another one with you. Listen to the sentence and tell me, which words are the content words? Here is the sentence. Tom is going to visit his friend in the city tomorrow. Take a second to think about it. The content words are Tom, visit, friend, city, tomorrow. Those 5 words tell you almost the whole story. Even if you missed is going to, his, in, and the, you could still understand what is happening. Tom, visit, friend, city, tomorrow. You are getting faster at this. Now that you understand why native speakers sound fast, let us talk about what you can do. Here are 5 strategies that will help you immediately. Strategy 1. Train your ear with real content, not textbook recordings. Textbook audio is designed to be clear and slow, but real English is not like that. Start listening to short clips of real English. A short YouTube video, a podcast made for learners, or even a cartoon. A few minutes every day is enough. Your ear needs to get used to the rhythm of real speech. Strategy 2. Use subtitles as a bridge, not a crutch. When you watch something in English, turn the subtitles on at first. Then, after a minute, turn them off and see how much you can catch. Then turn them back on. This trains your brain to connect the sounds you hear to the words you know. Over time, you will need the subtitles less and less. Strategy 3. Shadow. Shadowing means you listen to a short sentence, and then you say it out loud. As close to the original sound as possible. You are not just practicing speaking, you are training your mouth to move the way native speakers move. And when your mouth knows how to say something, your ear gets much better at recognizing it too. Anna tries this with Tom's recordings. She listens to Tom say, "I'm gonna call you later." Then she says it herself, trying to blend the words just like Tom does. At first it feels strange, but after a few days, the sounds start to feel more natural, and she starts catching them in films and conversations too. Strategy 4. Listen for chunks, not individual words. Instead of listening word by word, train your brain to hear groups of words together. Native speakers often use the same phrases again and again. I'm going to, I don't know, what do you think, could you please? When you learn these as chunks, whole phrases, not separate words, you recognize them faster. Strategy 5. Be kind to yourself. This is not a small skill. Listening to fast English is one of the hardest parts of learning a language. Even advanced learners sometimes ask native speakers to slow down. That is not a failure. That is smart communication. The more you listen, the more your brain will adapt. Progress is real, even when it feels slow. Earlier, I promised to show you one specific sound trick that almost no textbook teaches. You now know what it is. It is a lesion, the disappearing sound. It happens when a T changes to a soft D, or when whole syllables collapse in fast speech. I don't know becomes dunno. Going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. These are not errors in the English language. They are the heartbeat of natural, fast English. And now you can hear them. Let us bring this all together. Native speakers do not speak fast to confuse you. They speak the way their mouths have learned to move. Smoothly, efficiently, with words linked and sounds reduced. The patterns have names: connected speech, linking, reduction, and elision. But the names matter less than this one idea. Real spoken English sounds different from written English, and that difference is normal. When you listen, focus on the content words, the nouns, verbs, and adjectives that carry the meaning. Let the small words rush past, and every day, give your ears a little real English to practice on. Your brain is already learning, even when you feel like you are not. Tom and Anna are still in that coffee shop. Anna now catches more of what Tom says. Not because her vocabulary suddenly grew, but because she started listening differently. You can do the same. If this lesson helped you understand why English sounds so fast, please give it a like. It helps other learners like you find this channel. Subscribe so you never miss a new lesson. And leave me a comment below. Tell me one English phrase that has always confused you when you hear it. I read every single one. See you in the next lesson.